Hello people, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing this animation I'm working on. If we go back to start, it's an animation I'm working on. I think it's called... I can't remember the name of this, but yeah, it's I've been to watched it. Really full trap. You know, just a simple animation. It's a simple animation. And I am going to stream me doing it. So if we just go back to about here, go to the camera and see, we can control everything. So we've got him over here. We can control the surroundings. It's easy. Now, that's a bit of a problem. There we go, that's the problem. So we're going to find the head. There we go. So you can see we've got a simple secret animation bit part. Moving his head towards whatever you can see. I know what is happening. I'm just gonna head up and change the name of the stream. It's not that sort of stream. Yep, I've done that, so it's now what it really is. Now, so, you know, we want this to be a bit detailed, or not just like, just turning his head. Obviously, we can, while he's moving, we can move his mouth. As if he's angry, you know. Scary. Because obviously, if I'm right, I don't think this dragon would be very comfortable with whatever that thing is. So you want it to be a bit scared. But that eye to creature. Nice, I'm actually watching that. Great. I'll move that out of here. Obviously, I want here camera to go from this shot to this shot to this shot here. Smooth it out like that. Boom, that's smooth. Good. So obviously you see there it's not smooth. So I want it to be like that. More longer. Takes longer. gotta... Wait. Oh, we're gonna have to get rid of all this. Fine. Who is watching currently? Just one person watching. So, let's get on with the fight sort of thing. Now, you might ask, how are you going to make a spring travel downhill like you put down uphill? It's easy. First, what we've got to do is in our heads just imagine how you'd be walking downhill if you were a big chunk robot. And now, it wouldn't be just doop-a-doop-a-doop like a normal human. It would be clunk, 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 and you would imagine it being very tough. So we would go like this and head up, and do that for the first step. So you can see it's all, so obviously because it's not got the legs moving, it don't look quite right yet. But once it's, you know, all done, you will see that it looks proper. Oh, it's alright, man. It's alright, guys. So obviously we have a simple sort of like movement step sort of thing, but not the actual step yet. Like that. Just a little step. But you know, he's going to need to go walking down the hill more than that if you think of it. So if we go ahead and do it again. Bang. Just like that. So you've got two of that. So it looks more like a robot. You'd see it be stamping the ground very, very hard. You know, it's not something that you'd find easy. Now, I'm going to grab it again. But this time, it's going to be there, so it's not going to be happening. So that's how we're going to have the base standing on, sort of where it's going to be done. So now it's for the leg movement. First, we need to start moving that up. Bang. Like that. Now let's do it to the other leg. Fine. Now let's see what happens. Okay, guys, let's take a break a second. Okay, I'm back, people. I'm back. I'm sorry for the wait. I'm back though. Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is carry on that sort of footstep. And the second one would be the second foot one. The lower. Let's see what way it went before, like, went backwards. Go backwards. So you're going to go forwards. Clunk. That's really how I just imagine it. How would I do this? Bang. So that's the leg, you can see. Fix. And then clunk. Clunk. That's how I imagine it. So you can see you've got a little foot. And obviously, because, you know, he's going to be scared. The little dragon's going to be very scared because that's like a 7, 8 foot tall thing. That's the dragon's like a little tiny 2 foot sort of thing. Not tiny, but, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go grab that. And then start moving it back. During this, we're going to make sure it stays on the ground. It's going to go. It's going to like stumble sort of backwards, away from it. And we're going to grab the leg. And you can see that little leg, it looks like it's making it move backwards. Obviously it's going to be a bit jumpy because I'm trying to make it off the ground. But that's not really a problem. So, but yeah, so we do that. Go back to do that. And then like that. And to the front two. That one. And that. There we go, It looks perfect actually. That looks really good actually. I didn't quite think about that. Obviously you're going to turn it up. Follow the creature. I hate that. It's beautiful. That just like follows it. There we go. And then we get an overshot view of what's happening. So basically what happens is Springtrap, you get a view of him, and then he walks back, we get an overview, and we can see Springtrap walking down the hill. That's all the sort of idea we get. So we know basically what's happened is the little creature is being scared by a big robot that's 8 feet or 7 feet, given the idea that it's not actually a good thing, it's a threat. So just to show it's a threat, we want the little guy to go, make some like action, go like when something like gets scared and it starts getting like a bit that sort of thing. So what we're gonna do is make like your neck, make it like make it like try and threaten this thing. This giant it doesn't know. So if we grab the neck, or no, not like actually grab the neck, we just like get the neck. Where's the neck on this thing? It's at so many like little things you can't find the neck. I'll find it by this neck. That, and then make the neck out of it. Head. No, that's not head. That's head. Like that. That's it. Putting his head out. Now we need now. There's the mouth. That sort of thing there, so but you start like growling at him and stuff. That's the sort of idea to this, right? Like not like you know, if you saw something like that, you wouldn't just like, oh hi friend, you'd be quite scared of it, wouldn't you? If you think of it, you'd be quite scared of it. Now let's see what that whole animation looks like from the camera. Do it like that. There we go. See this little animation. And you can see that just that alone gives a little bit of taste of what this can be like, right? So, as you can see, we're gonna put the camera down to the creature, ground, and then back up to this. So basically, then we get this sort of sequence, sort of, you know. And as the camera points down. Oops, as the camera points down, we can have that like that, and then like that. As if he looks down at the camera. Just give it a creepy sort of vibe sort of thing. Just like that, you've got him looking at the camera directly. So you've got a sort of like creepy vibe that you know that this isn't a good creature. You know it's not here to be a friend for you, it's here to destroy you. So it's not long after this that we start the fight, the action fight. But at the moment I'm just trying to make it look a bit more, a bit more real. So you'd have the ear flop and stuff, like, because if you've ever known, you know, things tend to flop around when moved sharply. So you've got an ear flop. Just like that, you've got a nice sequence, or a nice look, sort of thing. And then after this, obviously the camera will point back out to overview, and then he will look down at the creature again, and maybe even start attacking it. So after that, obviously we're going to have the camera go up, like that. Oh, wings. Oh, no, now that looks nice. I think that looks nice, because that follows. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that, but okay, I did that. That's just mesmerised me. I've never seen that happen before. I must have just did that accidentally. And obviously during this time, we can have him look. He's gonna look at the camera and back at the creature. And now this is where the fight starts to happen. This is I always struggle with things because the fights sort of aren't good, and trust me, I have done sort of fighting. I've tried to at least before. It is not something that's easy, and it's not something you learn easy. So obviously you want the truck to start kicking him. And I've got the thing, in my brain, how would this work out? If something got kicked, would it just go, his head going up? Or would it actually stumble? Now a creature of this size, it would probably stumble. That's the most likeliest thing. That's the most likeliest thing of all of it. It would probably stumble, if you think of it. Well, it wouldn't stay there, would it? So you want him to, like, crawl a bit, like that weird thing where you start crawling. Something like, you know, he just moves a bit. Scoots along. Now, he's going to kick his head, which his head's... Now, if I kick his head, if I like to bring up to kick his head, he's obviously going to go... Now, I still want him to be, like, you know, the little creature to be going like that. Just not make it look like... Just make it look like he's, like, not standing there letting him do it a little bit. So, like... You'd still be sort of backing up. So, you know, you'd be able to sort of back it up a little bit. So now that, you know, it looks as if he is backing up. Because it makes it look like he's scared. So if we just flip it right. So you can see that he's still trying to back up, trying to get away from him. Because if we get from that, and let's get the head. But you can see it's obviously afraid of this creature. But then, as if he didn't have the time to run, he'd get kicked in the face by something, you know, get his face goes up. And then that's going to be, in my mind, that's where he gets angry. So he like starts leaping out at him, you know, like grabbing his legs and tripping him over, maybe even tripping him over. Or maybe even getting him in his face and making him fall over like that. But that would be very, very hard to do. Now, I could do that probably, but it wouldn't be the best sort of looking thing. But let's just do this. Let's just focus on this first. Now we want him like to put his leg out and bash forwards, bash himself forwards, and then that bashing himself forwards, you know, pushes himself forward. That'll go into his face, wouldn't it? That'll go bang into his face. So if we just grab this, smack him to the head. Now obviously you want to make him look like he's doing it, so he's pushing himself forward, so like that sort of thing. And now he's bashed his, you know, he's bashed his head in. So his head, he'd probably stumble back to the floor and swing, but do something nasty to him. But then maybe like have him, he could have like shake his head and I don't know, the little creature could shake his head and get up and fight back. But you know, let's just focus on this bit of animation first, because this is like 25 seconds long. Now, do that. And make him, like, you know, make him sort of stumble backwards. Not like a little slow thing. Actually, that's a bit too quick. So yes, you see, not all animators do it quickly. They have to take their time. They have to think it all out. Now, we'll make it look like he's getting pushed, like he's getting, like he's like rolling in a way. You know those times where you don't roll, but you are rolling sort of, but you're not rolling, you're not spinning. Like you're just like skidding. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So obviously, now you'd be stretching along. So I think it'd be at the top of the bottom legs what's going on. I've only just realised he's floating in mid-air now. Anyway, I'm not very worried about that. Oh, that looks better anyway. That looks a lot better. Now we'll make it look as if his foot is getting dragged extremely, you know, like getting dragged across. Sort of like that, sort of like that sort of thing. So yeah, this is going to be a very hard animation. You know, these animations aren't easy. These are things that you struggle with. Like, I can say, I make one mistake and I feel as if it's not a good animation in any way or form. Sometimes, even me, I realise this. Sometimes, if you think of it, it may be awful, but if you think, real life isn't always the most realistic looking thing. Someone fall over and then look as if it's an animation. You go, that's animated, and you go, realise it's not. Life can sometimes bring similar things as if it's a bad animation. And as well as that, if you mess up in any of your animations, never don't show it. Never don't not show it. I've done that with the bendy machine. I thought it looked awful because I messed the whole sequence up. But you can just say, this is one of my failed animations. I failed at it, but I can show you my mistake and what you should not do. That's the thing. If you do animations and you mess it up, just still share it. Just don't say I'm a good animator, but this is an example that you shouldn't do with your animator. And I don't really think this is going to be a bad one. I don't think it's going to be a great one either, really, because there's a lot of things you have to, like, you know, remember. Like this, I didn't really. This is a really. Now, that's better. It's like that. It gets stuck in the dirt bit. There you go. Now, obviously, you don't have to have your animations perfect. To be honest, if you have it perfect, it just makes it a bit boring in some ways. It doesn't. It does. I'm not joking, it makes it a bit boring. Like, it makes it doesn't, some of them, if you know how to do it right and make it realistic, it goes very, very well. It goes so well. Like you know, like what this dragon's from. That's realistic in a way, but it's done in a good way. But my honest opinion, in some animations, you know, my actual opinion, some animations are realistic, some of them are just awful. I'm not joking. Some of them are actually awful. Not the actual animation, not all the animations are awful, but they're realistic, but some of them, the way they work isn't. Like, they have it all move around, but they're not good. It's not good. It's just not really a thing. So I recommend you do something like this. Like, just take your time, chill out. Just know whatever time it does come out, it might be good. You never know. And I'm sort of learning that the longer it is and the harder it gets, it don't really matter, because it's still going to be something good. It's still going to come out good. Just like that, something like that. And I'll grab the camera. And just like that, you've got a sort of animation that it's now sort of in a fight, isn't it, really? It's sort of a fight now, you can see and this is nearly one of my longest animations, nearly. I think one of my longest animations was up in the 30s and 40s, like seconds. If I get to a minute, that'd be an actual record, because I've never done it a minute long. Once, a minute long, I've never done, and I know it sounds crazy, but I've never done one that's that long, because it takes so long, like just this. But then, saying that, I start doing this just a little bit before this. So I'd say it's about 40 minutes it's taking me to do this. So it takes 40 minutes to do something like 25 seconds. That's a 25 animation, it takes 40 minutes. Some of them films, like if you think of it, they've got so many more people, but you're doing like such a more hard thing, like such a deadly thing that could end your career. And it's a lot harder than SFM if you think of it. But SFM, in 40 minutes, it takes 25 seconds, it takes 40 minutes to make. But isn't good as well. Not that good, not the best. It shows you something, doesn't it? Think of it, it does show you something. It really does. My eye hurts. My eye hurts. But if... sorry. Obviously, we've got a nice animation set here. Let's watch it in like this. I think I don't mind that actually. I don't mind the animation. And just like that, when you like keep looking at it, it doesn't look good. But if you think of it, you won't notice the off details about these things. You can see a really good animation that looks so realistic. But then when you go into it, if you had the works of it, you would realise so many problems and things that you didn't realise about the animation that was wrong with it. I could name so many wrong things about so many animations. And there are so many wrong things about some of my animations. Some of my animations are screwed up. Not like, not like wrongs in the... I mean, wrongs in there's something wrong with the animation. They don't work, they don't add up. Like, even my pudding animation. When he went around the door, you'd think he'd walk around the door, don't you? But this is a secret. No, he didn't do that at all. He actually, what he did was, he just floated around the door. And then jump scared you. That was it. That was really what it was. But you wouldn't see that because of the lighting. But this in here is harder because you've got to make it all correct unless it's not on camera. Because the lighting, it will show everything. It will show every single part of your animation. And for all I know, this could take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But if I have to do it for you guys, or I don't have to do it for you guys, but if I want to do it for you guys, and I want to do something, and I want to achieve something, I'll do that. I will spend hours, even regardless of how tired I am. I will spend hours on this. And waffling. I mean, waffling in, talking. That's one thing you're going to learn about me, guys. I get a bit annoying. I talk about a lot. I talk so much. Sometimes, actually, I talk a lot. So just learn that. If you want a quiet video, you'll be lucky to get one from me. You might get one from me. I've come quite quiet. I have that stream being quiet before, actually. I am a waffler. I do talk a lot, and I mean a lot. But I guess you could say I can be quiet sometimes. I can be a quiet person as well, I guess, sometimes. But let's carry on with this. And I might be quiet. As I say I'm the biggest waffler, I might now I say I might be quiet. So as you can see, I've got a little plan animation, walk sort of step thing. The thing I find hard about to make these animations is how long it takes to do these. It takes so long and it takes so much effort and it takes so much mind to do this. So you may think, oh, this would be bad, I could do better. Just think, sometimes you can't really do better. You may have a simple set to do it with, but it's not always simple. It definitely is not always simple. Just because it all looks simple doesn't mean it is simple. Before I had this and I looked at Instagram, I thought it was all simple. I thought you just like do that, do this, move right around, and it works. It's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. You have to make every part move. If you don't make any part move, then it'll stand still. There will be nothing of it. It will stay there, and then you'll just like do you know, I only post these by getting rid of this here and that here, and then putting a border around what I record, so it looks like proper. But because I can't upload it for some reason from the Sims. But because this is going to take a long time, let's do something else, because you know, it takes a long time, it takes so long, and it won't be out for a few days, I don't think. Because I want this to be at least 5 minutes long, and it's going to take days, probably. So let's do something like Roblox, for instance. I've got a new car, I've got a very nice car actually. Sorry if you really like me doing the motion stuff, it takes a lot of effort, and you may think it's not tiring, but oh my god, it's tiring. I haven't got much money, because I hate when it does that, it's buggy, man. But anyway, welcome to the fun part of the live stream. It's not boring and me doing animation. If you find it, if you do find animation cool, then hit the like bell, subscribe. What's the like bell? Okay, I'm already going crazy. No, let's don't. Yay! Get this menu again. Here we are. I even though I haven't got much in the game. Yeah, I've got 50,000. I've got a baguette, baby. Yep. You wouldn't ever know that about me. I've got a baguette Veyron. I like this baguette. I like what it looks like. I love the baguette Veyron. It goes about 260. And it's a complete beast. I want the Jesco though. Hey! Don't you dare. Don't you dare mess with the Veyron, even though I actually like Koenigsegg more than the Veyrons and more games. I want them for, you know, the fast one. What is that? What is this? This right here. What is this? What do you call that? Oh yeah, it's a Dodge. Would you call that's a McLaren? You think that thing's gonna beat? No, I'm actually I'm quite mean. I don't like being mean. I'm just driving the game. It makes me feel really lovely. Cheap. Compared to this car, these cars are all cheap. They're not, no joke. These cars are all cheap compared to this game. Oh, here we go. What you doing? Oh, that costs a lot as well. That costs a lot. That's probably better than mine. Probably better than mine. What you doing? What is this meant to be? Oh, man. I think it's not a Lotus. It looks very similar to a Lotus. It looks similar to a Lotus, but I don't think it is a Lotus. I think something else. I actually want the McLaren because the McLarens are quite nice. I've got to say, the Hurricanes are nice, but the McLarens are even nicer. I do like the Brigade, just look at that side. The one Brigade I like most is probably the Veyron, I like that a lot. But the McLaren. And here's McBlaren. sort of effect breaks because my eye doesn't like me talking for some reason today. 289,000. 286,000. That looks nice. Look at that. That fits well. That fits even better. No, that definitely don't. That don't fit. That to me that doesn't fit. To me this does fit though. Let's see if that fits this one. It's not this one. It's this one. This one isn't bad. I think the orange is just low and something. Tell me if they are. 289. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the look at this car. And this is the 2020 long tail. Fast. 250. Yes, it's fast. 3.4 seconds. Not bad. And to say this suit is not bad. My speed table got this sort for a minute and that sort for a minute. I'm so confused right now. But yeah, Koenigsegg, I don't mind. This guy's 245, that's not bad. And it's less than the Bugatti Veyron. This is more, it does this. And it looks very, very nice and useful as well. This nice looking car. You know what? This actually won't matter, but let's go play something else actually. Refrigerator. Well, welcome to the day of me being tired, because I don't know why I'm tired tonight. Day. Why am I tired? Why am I tired? I don't know. No. I'm just gonna end the stream here. Bye.